championship. Leading the way, a pair of bruising forwards. Grant McDonald, number 32, and Kevin Vino, number 33, combined for 36 points and 21 rebounds in Acadia's 77-58 victory over the Gators. Acadia's opposition in this game, Canada West champion Victoria, led by Ken Shields. The Vikings impressive in their opener against Prince Edward Island. From the inside, the story was 6'9" forward Spencer McKay with 23 points. And from the perimeter, guard Graham Taylor, deadly in action, pouring in a game-high 24 as the Vikings hammered the Panthers 101-74. TSN presents Canadian Intercollegiate Basketball. From the Metro Center in Halifax, it's the Acadia Axemen and the Victoria Vikings. And it's a pleasure to welcome you to the Metro Center in Halifax. Peter Watson, Jack Donahue with you. And Jack, I don't think we could get a better matchup than these two teams. Acadia ranked number 3 in the country coming into the tournament, 27-5 on the year, and the Victoria Vikings, 7-time champions, and coming off a season where they didn't make it to the Nationals last year and with something to prove this season.
Well, they certainly do, and you've mentioned some of the key players. We've got 6'5" forward Kevin Vino, and he is a heck of a player. He's got to do the job because they're outmanned under the basket, and he's got to get himself those 18 points and those 8 rebounds that he's been averaging. He got 19 the other day, but he's got to do the job underneath the basket. If he doesn't, then Victoria's going to dominate. On the other hand, as you mentioned, the guy, number 12, here he is, Graham Taylor. He shot the heck out of the basket last night. He just had a bundle in him, shot him 3-pointers. He's good breeding. His dad was the coach at Victoria just before Ken Shields. He's a 3-point specialist. They've got to shut him down somehow. They can't get off him.
Can Graham Taylor be as effective against Acadia as he was in the game on Friday night against Prince Edward Island?
No, I don't think he can, because I think Acadia's going to try and shut him down. Now, Acadia's got to decide who they're not going to guard. They can't play 5 against 5 against these guys, not with the big guys inside.
All right, Jack, it should be a lot of fun. It's a great matchup. Not a lot of speed, but certainly a lot of size on both sides of the floor. Stay with us. Acadia against Victoria. You'll meet the players when we come back to Halifax in just a moment.
All-Stars. Strike back.
The NHL tonight. Mondays and Thursdays, the NHL's hardest-hitting lineup provides exciting action on television's best NHL hockey schedule. Defending champions Edmonton, Montreal, Winnipeg, and Philadelphia are some of the top teams you'll see live in action every week. Monday night, the Montreal Canadiens take on the North Stars, live from the Met Center in Bloomington. It's the NHL tonight, Monday night at 8:30 Eastern.
Hi, I'm Brian Squidlin. Be watching Monday night when the Canadiens play the North Stars.
Victoria Vikings, champions of the Canada West Conference, ranked number 2 in the country coming into the national championship. As you look through from behind at Jim Hubbard, the Vikings. Old Father Hubbard, I guess, Jack, really. An institution at McKinnon Gymnasium at the University of Victoria for a lot of years. A baseball, softball umpire in Victoria in the summertime, but better known as the official mascot, as he has been for the last 11 seasons with the University of Victoria. The Vikings, who have won 7 national titles in the last 8 years, denied a shot at berth last year when they lost to Alberta in the Canada West final. And there is Ken Shields.
He's been here. He knows what he's got to do today. He's got to get this club ready to get after Acadia, playing on their home court. Practically a home parent group.
12 years the head coach at Victoria. He's won 436 games in 17-plus seasons of coaching at the university level. Now let's go to the public address announcer and meet the starting lineup for these two teams.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups. First, for the visitors, the Victoria Vikings under head coach Ken Shields. A 6-foot guard from Sudbury, Ontario, number 4, Vito Pasquale. A 6'2" guard from Victoria, British Columbia, number 12, Graham Taylor. 6'9" forward from Oliver, British Columbia, number 15, Spencer McKay. A 6'6" forward from Victoria, British Columbia, number 32, Wade Lutz. A 7-foot forward from Surrey, British Columbia, number 55, Cord Clemens. The Victoria assistant coaches, Kelly Dukeshire and Joe Wiesbrock. Now for the home Acadia Axemen, under head coach Dave Nutbrown. A 6'7" forward from Windsor, Nova Scotia, number 14, Peter Morris. A 6'6" forward from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, number 32, Grant McDonald. A 6'5" forward from Mahone Bay, Nova Scotia, number 33, Kevin Pino. A 6-foot guard from Glace Bay, Nova Scotia, number 43, Charles Ikachiani. A 6'2" guard from Halifax, Nova Scotia, number 44, Tyrone Carberry. The Acadia assistant coach is Chuck Gorham. We would now ask that everyone rise and join Barbara Hannigan from C.T. Allen High School in Bedford in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
The last time these two teams met in CIAU championship play was 7 years ago, the 1980-81 season. The Victoria Vikings beat the Acadia Axemen 81-70 in the championship finale. And that was one of the 7 titles that the University of Victoria won. Denied last year, back in the finals again this season. At the semifinal stage of the 1988 tournament, looking for a chance to win here and go to the championship finale on Sunday.
Well, Peter, we talked about the size. Victoria comes out there much bigger right now. Probably not as wide as a lot of the Acadia guys. They take up a lot of room. The officiating, and you have the officials out there are the top officials, but if they blow the whistle an awful lot, it's going to hurt Acadia.
Well, they're 2 of the best in the country. Don Klein of London in his 9th national tournament. Tony Payne from St. Bruno, Quebec. He's been here 3 times to the national championships. Don Klein gets play underway again. And here is Charles Icajani from Glace Bay in the Cape Breton area of Nova Scotia. Peter Morris from the outside misses on his first shot. Rebound goes to Graham Taylor. McKay inside, puts Victoria on the board first.
Full court press. It's like a man-to-man full court press. They're trying to slough off and help.
Into Vino. Here is a chance now inside. Behind basket by Tyrone Carberry. A rookie from Queen Elizabeth Collegiate in Halifax. And the game is tied in the first minute.
Well, you know, talking to Dave Nutbrown, they're going to go inside. They're going to attack McKay and they're going to attack Clements.
Wade Lukes to Clements. Pasquale from 15 feet out.
Full court pressure. Not so much looking for the ball. They had a little bit of a double up. They're really looking to see if they can move the game along a little quicker. Back into a pretty tight 2-3 zone.
Carberry looks underneath in traffic. Can't make the shot. Morris does. Two-time All-Canadian. One of the great players to come out of Nova Scotia ever. Peter Morris, number 14. Pasquale to Graham Taylor. He was effective from the outside in the first foul of the game. Against Icajani of Acadia.
Victoria pretty lucky on that. Because Graham Taylor put the ball on the floor, which is not what he's there to do. He's there to shoot it. I think Acadia would like to see him put the ball on the floor and take it to the basket. But he got grabbed.
Taylor 1 for 2 from the line. McDonald gets the loose ball. And here's Charles Icajani working against Pasquale. Carberry. Morris inside. Nice chance here. McDonald can't get to it. And the ball is controlled by Kevin Vino of Acadia. Carberry. Out to Morris. Inside now, double team. Morris can't make the shot. Morris after the loose ball. Foul called Pasquale.
They're not afraid to put the ball inside of Peter Morris. He's a good outside shooter, but he's a tough guy. We'll take a look. Here's what they're trying to do. That ball comes off the board. Morris goes and bangs at the board, gets a hold of it, takes whack right out of there by Pasquale.
First foul of the game against the Legion. There's another foul. And Tyrone Carberry gets the basket. .65 Acadia.
Tyrone Carberry at the line, shooting 1.
Averaged almost 12 points a game this year for the Axemen. Got 15 Friday night against Bishop. Makes a three-point play here. 7-5 Acadia. 2.5 minutes gone in the first period. McKay can't handle it inside. Vino's got the loose ball, and here comes Icajani. Icajani. And Clements gets the loose ball, and Pasquale comes back for Victoria. Taylor.
Can't let him get that shot. Taylor's going to make that shot. He gets enough of them.
Boy, he got a lot of them against.
Acadia can't afford to let him take that shot.
He got a lot of them Friday night. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Victoria basketball.
Looks as if Acadia, one of the other things Acadia's trying to do is keep the ball away from Pasquale. And it's one of the good maneuvers, trying to get Taylor to dribble the ball, get him tired, bouncing the ball, take a little of the energy, concentration he needs to get his shots up.
Good steal once again, this time by Carberry. Icagiani down the right side, and Carvery in the corner sets it up, and Vino goes to the hoop.
Well, here, that puts that ball on the floor. She gets those people up, then comes in and lays it up, and he gets whacked. One of the things on defense is to keep your feet, especially the big guys. McKay and Clements, if they keep their feet, Acadia's got to shoot over them, and they're not going to shoot a great percentage.
Acadia, the only school in the country with 2 All-Canadians this year. The man you just saw, Kevin Vino, number 33, was one of them, a second-teamer. Graham Taylor at the other end makes the 12-footer. 10-7 the score. 3.5 minutes gone in the first period. Acadia leads by 3. Morris really plays well outside. Gives it now to Carvery. Carvery able to control around to Peter Morris. On the floor, Icagiani. 2 seconds on the shot clock, and they make the basket.
Got them up on their feet again. Kenny Shields will be talking about keeping their feet on defense and make them shoot over.
Taylor is rejected. Great rejection that time. Here comes Icagiani, or Carvery. And another turnover. And
I think the referee has a kick in there because he turned the clock back to the 30 seconds. Usually if you lose the ball, the only way you're going to lose it and have the clock start again is a kick.
Nice basket that time, Clements, but he took an elbow in the thigh. He's all right. He limped back down the floor. It is 14-9 in an intense, exciting opening half of play from the Metro Center in Halifax. Here's Vino. Clements can't get the rebound. Vino's got it again. Pretty good pace to this first half, Jack. Faster than I kind of thought that it would be.
That's right. We're not going to get a chance to see much strategy here because of the tempo of the game. I thought Acadia wanted to get that game going a little fast. Looks like both teams want it.
6'7", Peter Morris goes against 7-foot Ford Clements and makes it look easy. Morris, the other All-Canadian for Acadia. He a first-teamer. Second year in a row, he's been the best player in the AUAA. He showed you why against Ford Clements. Clements now against Morris on the other side in a big pile-up. And a jump ball coming up. 14:26 to play in the first half from Halifax. 16-9, Acadia leads Victoria. Okay, let's do it again. CleanFlow, take 21.
For 50 years, automotive professionals have counted on CleanFlow car care products, a complete line of lubricants and performance additives. They know they can rely on CleanFlow's quality spray paints, the Armichel line of car waxes and cleaners, and now new Armachon protectant for vinyl, leather, and plastic. Go with the pros. Go with CleanFlow.
Good, Dexter. Now let's try it one more time.
5.5 minutes played in the opening half. From the Metro Center in Halifax, it is a very noisy Metro Center. It is 16 to 9 make it. Acadia leading Victoria. And you are now part of the Acadia huddle.
You got the ball down with all the dribble. You can't take it up if you want yourself
I couldn't get anything out of that, Peter, but it's just too much noise in here. But I'll tell you what's happening is he's got to make sure that the ball doesn't go in to Clements. I think they've got to drop off one of the shooters. The first guy they're going to try and drop off would be Dvorak. Second one is going to be Pasquale. But they can't let it get into Clements, even though he missed that last one.
Jeff McKay, number 14, tried the last shot for Victoria. He's just checked in on the floor to help out at the guard spot in place of Graham Taylor. Right now, Acadia on offense. Gianni, and we get a whistle and a foul away from the play. Guess 3 seconds in the key, I guess was the foul, was the call from referee Tony Payne. And now Pasquale starts the attack for Victoria. Inside they go. McKay can't get to it. And McDonald gets the rebound. Here they come again. Foul called against Luke.
He got him. You know, I mean, he gave a little heat to the referee, but the referee was right there. Tony saw the play, made it. Gotta remember, it's an emotional. Don't believe what they've done out there. I know you've never been in that situation, Peter, being in complete control of your entire life.
Tony Carvery at the line. I'll say I've got a line for you, but I'll save it till a little later.
Write it down, Peter, so you don't forget it. They're going to have to make their foul shots, Acadia. I mean, both teams do, but Acadia more so. The odds of them being fouled are not great.
Carvery, 1 for 2. Jerry DeVokie is in the game in place of Wade Luke for Victoria. Vito Pasquale's got the basketball. Clements inside. And the foul is charged, I think, against Grant McDonald.
Acadia foul Grant McDonald, his first, team foul number 2. Gordon Clemens at the line, shooting 2.
Dave Nutbrand, I think, he says you can't do that. You can't let them do that. He's talking about Clemens trying to get some position in there. Those are the fouls that are going to hurt Acadia. If they don't let them muscle and put a body on people inside, Acadia's going to have a lot of trouble here.
The big guy hardly played any basketball last year. He hurt his back last summer playing for you in Indianapolis and wasn't as big a factor as you could have hoped for at the Pan American Games.
Hurt his back not playing for us. He hurt his practice. But, yeah, he improved a lot, though. I think if he's healthy, he's going to be a factor.
He's going to the national trials that you're conducting in Ottawa in the middle of April. Weighs 235 pounds and looks in great shape. And right now, he's in a big traffic jam under the basket.
Man-to-man defense.
Peter Morris works against him. Outside now, McDonald will take a look, or Bino, rather. Down to 5 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes Gianni. And Morris gets the loose ball. It's rejected. The foul is against DeVokie.
Victoria foul, Jerry DeVokie, his first, team foul number 5.
I mean, the fact that Morris gets in there and gets a rebound, rips a rebound away from a bigger Victoria player is the key to this. Not so much they get fouled. There's where they're going to get their points. But if he can get in there and get the ball, he'll make it very tough for Victoria.
Morris had 5 points and 9 rebounds against Bishops on Friday night. But he has been a much bigger factor in this game in the early going. We're up to 19-11 now in favor of Acadia. Make it 19-13 on the first basket of the game by Jerry DeVokie.
See, that's the key, Peter. If DeVokie and all the other guys can hit on the outside, then they're not going to be able to get in there and help out with McKay and Clements. And that's what Acadia's got to do to protect themselves. They've got to get off someone. Sorry.
Spencer McKay under the basket that time, got the rebound for Victoria. They get it into Clements, a little hook shot. Nice pass by the big man, and McKay just missed. Morris with the outlet pass to Gianni. Carvery, nice pass. There's a chance. McDonald makes the basket.
Still trying to keep it away from Pasquale. Not doing a very good job right at this particular time.
I'll get it right. Vino's 33, McDonald's 32. It was Vino who got the last basket for Acadia. DeVokie outside to Clements. Pasquale from three-point range. And the ball goes to McDonald.
Victoria's going to have to get Taylor back in the game to keep it honest. I don't think they have the outside shooting right now. They want...
McDonald. 23-13, halfway through the first half. Acadia by 10. Jeff McKay in and out of the basket. McDonald's got another loose ball rebound.
That's the shot. That's the Acadia. The Acadia strategy right now is to protect themselves inside. They have to do that, and unless Victoria hits it, well, here comes Taylor. Taylor's coming to the bench. They got to get him in.
Nice move to the basket. On the rebound, it's Peter Morris.
That was a heck of a play.
Timeout on the floor. Ken Shields needs to talk to his troops. 10:52 to go, first half. It's Acadia by 12.
Sunday shines on TSN, starting with the national bid for college basketball supremacy. Don't miss the finals of the CIAU Basketball Championships. Then the world's best women tennis players meet in Boca Raton for over $300,000 in prizes at the final round of the Virginia Slims of Florida tennis tournament. Then Sports World International has the power of drag racing and the head-to-head competition of squash in one action-packed program. TSN Sunday excitement.
All you gotta do, don't turn the board, just walk out. Walk out now, guys. Come on. Don't just turn.
That little guy's penetrating too much. He penetrates. These guys help out. He shoots. We get no force. No more penetration.
Well, it's pretty obvious Ken Shields is concerned about the inside game. Icagiani and especially Carvery have done some damage penetrating inside the perimeter. Well, he's got to be concerned about that.
He does, and although Victoria's got the size, Acadia's quicker than they are in close to the basket. And what happens is, with the penetration, it causes the Victoria big men to make a choice, and that's where the advantage is to Acadia.
Graham Taylor's back on the floor, this time to give Pasquale a rest. It goes inside, and it goes off an Acadia player. It'll be Victoria basketball. Again, it's 25-13 Acadia with 10:40 to go in the first half. Clemens, hook shot, can't get it. Rebound goes to Vino.
That's the ideal situation. They had Taylor on the same side as Clemens. You can't drop off Taylor, and you're going to be able to get the ball into Clemens. He's got to make the shots.
From the outside this time, it goes off the rim, and a foul is called. And it's against Morris.
Peter Morris doesn't believe it, and Dave Nutbound doesn't believe it.
And Don Klein.
Let's take a look at it. There's the shot. Peter Morris is over in here, boxing out. Not in great position, but unless he pushed off and we couldn't see it, might have been a tough call.
Javorki loses the loose ball. Ken Shields screaming at the official. Icagiani to Morris.
Can't let Peter Morris get open shots.
Morris with 10 points and 6 rebounds, and we're just barely into the second half of the first period. Taylor drives.
That's a basket they can't afford to let him get. I mean, he's going to hit his open shot.
Referees appear to be willing to let them play. A little push-off there, no call, and Taylor got the 2 points. It's 27-15, Acadia. McDonald from the outside. On the floor now is Danny Steele. He's got the ball for Acadia inside. Vino looks for a shot, and the rebound goes to Victoria.
Victoria, that last time down, got mixed up with their matchups, and we ended up with Clements on a backcourt man. Here we go.
And a foul called against Acadia. And again, Dave Nutbrown expresses displeasure.
Dave Nutbrown may complain about not getting the call, but he doesn't want the whistle to blow. Not near the basket, not on that court. Victoria handled it well. There's Dave Nutcraft. Victoria handled it well. It's Taylor putting it in. He's the key. He's got to bring it in because they're going to drop off the other guys.
3-point range. Taylor missed again, and the rebound goes to Wayne Taylor, who just checked into the lineup for Acadia. Inside, rejected. Graham Taylor coming back. Danny Steele missed the last shot. Jeff McKay doesn't miss this time. (27-17). 8.5 minutes to play, first half. Acadia leads by 10. And it's Acadia basketball. On the floor, Morris in traffic goes after the loose ball. DeVoke takes it away from him. Jerry DeVoke, strong defensive performer. Taylor from the outside gets 3. 7-point game, 27-20. Wayne Taylor with the basketball for the Axemen. McDonald works it around from the outside. Wayne Taylor. Very intense matchup here. Clements inside. Gets the basket. Foul called against Danny Steele.
Ball going inside is going to change this game completely. We've got a timeout by Acadia.
Acadia takes timeout. We will too. 7:43 to go in the first half. It's Acadia 29, Victoria 20.
The Sport of Kings. Hello, viewer. TV Guy here with an entirely new hot numbers contest called Triple Crown. Gives you 3 ways to win a 1988 Ford Tempo LX every week. Great form, incredible handling, plus over 1,000 cash prizes each week. It's as easy to play as falling off a horse, and a lot cleaner. Every TV Guide gives you 3 chances to win a 1988 Ford Tempo LX. If your number's in next week's TV Guide, you're a winner. Easy, big fellow.
We've got to double down there. If they're going to stop their offense at the top of the circle, we're in trouble. All right? Make a play out in the midcourt here. On our offense, be patient. All right, come on. Come on, let's go. Come on now. Get out there and play.
Well, all I heard out of that, Jack, was we're in trouble. His concern is that he was up by 13 here a couple of minutes ago, and now with that last 3-pointer by Graham Taylor, it's a 7-point game. And Corey Clements is at the line.
Well, not only that, he's talking about a little more timing and be patient on offense, because it's not to their advantage now. With the whistle blowing the way it is now, it's not to their advantage to have a fast game.
Clements makes the free throw, checks out of the lineup. Dale Olson, number 44, is on the floor now, as Ken Shields elects to rest the and go with a little smaller lineup. Donald out to Morris from the outside. What a job this young man has done in the first half. Peter Morris, Windsor, Nova Scotia. Graham Taylor, that's not bad either.
Nut Brown looking for a charge. Dave Nut Brown better watch out. He's going to get himself in trouble with one of the officials. He's chewing on him all the time. But he's been there before. He knows how much he can do it.
He'll walk 3 or 4 miles on that sideline before this one's over. And they drive the baseline, and the foul is called against Olson.
Nut Brown's going to go sit down. He figures he got what he wanted. All right, here he comes along the baseline. Can't let those guys go along the baseline. Does a pretty good job of stepping out there, but doesn't get there in time.
Inbound pass comes outside to Wayne Taylor. Out to Morris. Taylor in the corner, comes back to the middle of the floor, and they move it around. Morris. McDonald, tough rebounding again. 2 big guys in the middle, and the outlet pass is taken by McKay, and it goes to Graham Taylor. McKay, 3-point country. And the rebound is controlled by Spencer McKay briefly. Out of bounds off Acadia. Victoria basketball.
Good call. Good call by the ref. And not in a great spot to do it either. Ball gets battered around. Now, boy, that good thing they're not blowing it here. You can see it coming down here, and we have an Acadia guy fall out of bounds with the ball.
Graham Taylor. And the foul is called against Wayne Taylor. It's Acadia 31, Victoria 25. 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first half. Spencer McKay goes out. Cord Clements back in for Victoria. And Graham Taylor at the line to shoot two.
This is really the time that Acadia's got to make their play while Shield tries to rest one of his big men.
Ted Byrne checks in for Grant McDonald for Acadia. Byrne is wearing number 30. Graham Taylor's got an even dozen for Victoria.
I don't think we want to foul that young man too often. Tough piece of machinery.
Acadia led by a dozen at one point. The lead is shrunk to 4.
Man-to-man defense by Victoria. Hurt them once or twice with mismatches, but that's the way they feel they have to play.
Peter Morris again. He's got a dozen as well. Olsen tries to get it inside. They come back out to Taylor from the far outside. And the rebound goes to Olsen. And the rebound goes to Vino. Ikagiani now. To Byrne. And the steal by Graham Taylor. Taylor's got 14. Great play by the fifth-year veteran Graham Taylor from Victoria. Ikagiani. Byrne works against Clements, comes outside to Peter Morris. Ikagiani once again down to 5 on the shot clock. Ikagiani inside. Byrne gets the basket.
Great play.
Terrific use of the clock by the Acadia Axemen and great control of the basketball. And now it's Graham Taylor for Victoria. Inside to Clements, and a foul is called with 4 minutes and 34 seconds left to play in the first half.
Tough one because that's Peter Morris that caught on that, I believe. And
Peter Morris, his second, team foul number 7. Acadia overtime, bonus and effect. Cord Clements line shooting 1-1.
both teams are in a bonus right now. And I think Peter was due for a rest anyway, but you'd rather take him out to give him the rest rather than after a second foul.
Clements. Clements says 8. Clements says 9. 35-31. 4-point game. Acadia leads.
Tough time right now for Acadia. Morrison's an awful lot to them. Morris and Vino.
Danny Steele has it stolen away. Jeff McKay works back into the Acadia zone. Taylor from outside. Nice pass into the middle, and a foul is called. Ted Byrne commits his first on a push against Spencer McKay, who goes to the line. And the bonus is in effect. And the rebound is taken by Acadia. Here comes Carberry. Another foul. Clement.
Quick reach in there by Gord Clement. He doesn't need to do that. He's got the size that when the ball goes in, if Ford just backs up.
Okay, it's Acadia 35 and Victoria 31, and we'll continue with more basketball from Halifax in just a moment. You're in the Victoria huddle with Ken Shields, but it's a little tough to hear anything.
Well, there's the reason it's tough to hear. Can you imagine the first time you run into the Viking? What a shock that must be to people.
Well, we got Mike Murray carrying the axe down here in front of us. We're being real kind to him.
Look at it.
And a big crowd on hand, a partisan Acadia crowd. Of course, when Victoria's on the floor anywhere except in McKinnon Gym, the crowd is cheering for the other team. That's what happens when you're good, and it's what happens when you create a dynasty, and that's what Ken Shields has done.
Well, let's see what Victoria's got in the big guy, and they have in Taylor, so they've got the size underneath. They've got Taylor to shoot the basketball. Who are the other players? Got a little problem here now. Let's see how the ball handling comes about with Pasquale out of there. Because if Taylor's got to bounce it up, that's not the ideal thing for a guy who can shoot as well as this.
Well, so far he's doing pretty good. He's got 13 points, and he's carried the basketball, and now he's got 15.
Told you with a effective shooting, Peter.
We've got 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first half. Acadia 35, Victoria 33. And the Acadia offense has gone into a bit of a slump in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Now they get it going. Kevin Vino looks right into the middle of the forest and fires it in for 2 more.
Well, Vino's got to take over right now because with Morris out of there, they don't really match up that well with him.
Jeff McKay makes the latest basket. He's got 4.
Well, that's the Victoria. If Victoria can hit a decent percentage from their outside shots, they're in very, very good shape.
Carberry went up for the shot. Graham Taylor fouled him.
All right, look, it's a tough play here. You know, it shows how much you've got to discipline yourself. He goes up, and actually, I guess Taylor didn't have much of a chance. He went right up into Taylor. He did a great job. Look at that. Yeah, because that's going to be a discontinual walk if he doesn't get fouled on it.
Carberry, 1 for 2 this trip to the free throw line. He has 9 points in the game. It's 38-35. Acadia with 3 minutes to go. Clements inside. He gets those big arms up in the air. When he's 7 feet tall, he can do a lot of damage, and there isn't much the defenders can do about it. Outside to McDonald. Into Gianni. Drives against Taylor.
Good footwork on Taylor.
Here's Vino.
Right after I said that, Vino comes out and just strips Spencer McKay. Just drives right by him.
Vino has 7 points for the Axemen. Graham Taylor. And the foul is called against Charles Gianni.
Acadia foul Charles Gianni, his 3rd. Graham Taylor at the line shooting 2.
Well, we talked about this young man being a factor from a shooting standpoint. I think we got one right for a change, Coach.
Well, I'll tell you what. about 9 other guys out on the court, I'd rather foul than this young man.
Taylor with 16 points so far in the first half. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play. It's a 1-point game. Acadia 40, Victoria 39. McDonald outside. Wayne Taylor. Around to Ted Burns. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes Vino. Outside it comes. And they got a new shot clock. Ken Shields sits on the Victoria bench and shakes his head. Wayne Taylor. Out to Carberry. Carberry drains another one. Carberry has
that move before.
Carberry has 11. McKay. Three-pointer.
Well, he wanted 3.
2 points. He was on the line, I guess.
Don Klein said no. Ken Shields said yes. Guess who wins? Referee Don Klein. Just about every time.
Carberry again. And a traveling call this time against Acadia.
Well, here's Ken Shields' reaction about that bold play. He's not unhappy now that they got the ball. He just didn't like that 3-point shot that he thought was 3 that the referee said was 3.
And on the other bench, Dave Nutbrown has seen a 12-point lead evaporate. It's down to 1 point. 50 seconds to go in the first half. It's been a terrific first half and a great pass by Clements to McKay. And McKay will go to the line and try and make it 3.
Can't let them do that. Just can't let them do that. It's not so much the pass, Peter. Take a look at this. There's the key man. They got to guard him. Taylor gets it into Clements. Clements takes a peekaboo, throws it over here, and it's laid up on the other side. But the key is that it got into Clements. And as soon as that happens, Acadia's in trouble.
And a very unselfish play by the big man to give it to McKay. And that pass, or those 2 passes, meant 3 points to the Vikings. And for the first time in the game, they lead. Victoria 44, Acadia 42. 40 seconds to go in the first half. Inside, Vino. And this time he's denied. It goes off McKay. And it'll be Acadia basketball.
Dave Nutbrown points to the clock, telling his backcourtmen 33 seconds left to play. We may see them hold it out. That's it. The backcourtmen get it. They're going to hold it out for 1 shot. They're going to go in tie score or down 2. They're not taking a chance on UVIC getting the ball again.
Way outside, Wayne Taylor. 15 on the shot clock. Taylor will just work it down almost until there's nothing left. Now there's 5 seconds on the shot clock. Here he goes inside, and Jeff McKay is called on the foul.
They played that very well. This is great basketball. He turns the corner in here, and Jeff doesn't have much of a choice. He takes a shot at from behind. But, you know, if you throw at the ball from behind, the rule usually is 9 out of 10 times you foul, and the 10th time they're going to call it anyway. So you got to be very lucky to get one in from behind.
Wayne Taylor. Can't make the shot. McDonald got the loose ball. 4 seconds on the clock, and it's controlled by Dale Olson. Long pass up the floor, and the period ends with Acadia, with Victoria rather, leading Acadia 44 to 42. So, Jack, a very entertaining first half, and we will take a break and come back to the Metro Center in Halifax. Once again, it's the Vikings 44 and the Axemen 42.
The thrills and excitement of NBA basketball is on TSN. Tension from division rivals and top teams on television's best basketball schedule keeps you at the hoop. Tuesdays and Fridays, TSN takes you courtside for action only the NBA provides. Run with the best and follow the leading teams all the way to a world championship. Tuesday night, the Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Chicago Bulls live from Chicago Stadium. It's the NBA on TSN, live this Tuesday starting at 8 Eastern.
Jack Nicklaus, for the first time, reveals his secrets for a winning game on this exclusive 2-hour video cassette. Jack Nicklaus, Golf My Way.
The rules allow 14 different clubs. Fortunately, you only have to learn one swing. But the hard fact is that grip, aim, posture, and ball position account for at least 80% of good shot making. Does this shot scare you? Well, it really shouldn't. Let me show you the short game. Chip, this technique is a game in itself. Putting is no different than any other golf shot. This Golf My Way series is the one I've always hoped and planned to do just once in my lifetime. And I'm very excited about the way it's turned out.
Call 1-800-268-6365. Only $89.95 plus $3.50 for insured shipping. Please specify VHS or Beta. Have your credit card ready. Call now, 1-800-268-6365, and ask for operator 5681.
TSN's Monday means action. The action starts in our studios when Pat Marsden and his guests open the phone lines to answer your questions on It's Your Call. Keep in touch with the world of hockey with highlights and profiles when hockey headlines are explained on the television edition of the Hockey News. Then the ice of the Met Center will heat up when the Minnesota North Stars try and contain the red-hot Montreal Canadiens on the NHL tonight. Excitement highlights TSN's Monday.